You got, like, horrible transporter accidents. Kill me! Kill me! What characters was it?
I just signed out of Mazdik to change my character.
To what? Gift?
No, like back to my main, back to DP. What the fuck is this?
I should not be!
I've played this game for 4 years. This has never happened. This is new. Hey everybody, this is Alchemisted, and this is Star Trek Online, Rise of the Red Shirt, and this week we're going to be taking on... Well, this week? It's not really this week, is it? Same week. Yesterday we took on Frozen. Today we're going to be doing Colosseum. So let's go ahead and get started. Because this needs to be done. It needs to be over. Colosseum is probably one of the better episodes in the entire game. I mentioned like Boldly They Rode, Temporal Ambassador, and Colosseum as some of my favorite missions in the game. And these are some of the more technical missions in the game. Also some of the more interestingly designed missions in the game. I wish a lot more of them were like this. A lot more of them need to be like this. These missions set a high mark. Much higher than you usually see in STO. Colosseum, the description is spoilerific. It tells you you'll be forced to fight to survive, which, what else is new though? So let's go ahead and start it off.
My contacts tell me that Starfleet has rejected my request for military assistance. That is regrettable, but not unexpected. The Tal Shiar are formidable opponents, as are the forces directing their action. I understand why the Federation would hesitate to engage them directly. So today I appeal to you, not as an ally in battle, but as a person of compassion. My people need your help. I need your help. One of our ships was carrying a load of Thalaron weapons through the Nopata system. That ship has disappeared. There are no indications there was a battle. It's as if my ship and its cargo simply vanished. I know you have your reservations about the lengths to which I will go to secure the freedom of my people. Tell me, if you do not trust me with Thalaron weapons, do you want Hakiv to have them? I can provide you with the last coordinates of the vessel. Please help me. Do what you will with the weapons, if they survive. But find my people.
Okay, and as a reward, the rewards are a bit less paltry this time around. You can get the Riemann prototype covariant shield array, Mark 11. This is only available otherwise through the reputation system at the end of the game. The reputation system unlocks at like level 50 when you gain access to the Tau Dewa sector block and Malrihan. So this is a pretty good deal here. It's pretty high capacity. It's got decent shield regeneration, not great, but it's a decent high capacity shield you can use early on. The resilient shield array, it's got far less capacity. 5% absorption, 5% bleed through. Reduces plasma and Tetrion damage to shields by 20%. Nah. Don't really feel it for that one. Combat impulse engines. If you are a cruiser and you already have some kick-ass shields, these may be the way you want to go. 11.8 flight speed. 0.18 flight turn rate, although these numbers don't work properly in sector space, so that's probably quite a bit higher. Values do not reflect skills or other modifiers. Yeah, right. Tell me another one. But yeah. Combat impulse engines, if you're like a cruiser, combat impulse engines are the way to go. In fact, combat impulse engines generally are the way a lot of people want to go, seeing as you don't have to have full power to engines. If you're science, that's power you can dump into your aux. If you're engineering, that's power you can dump into shields. If you're tactical, that's power you can dump into weapons. So generally, combat impulse engines are a pretty good bet for just about anybody. But particularly for cruisers, because that efficiency at low power levels will help you turn a little bit. It'll give you a little bit of an edge in turning that you wouldn't have otherwise, especially if you were using hyper impulse engines. So, little words of the wise. And of course, you can get a lockbox. Do not claim that lockbox as a mission reward. Don't do that. Okay? You're gonna get drops of lockboxes anyways, so don't do that. If you take that lockbox, I'm gonna come to your house, and when you're not looking, I'm gonna pour Tabasco sauce into your coffee. Okay? And then you're gonna drink your coffee, and it's gonna be way too hot. It's going to be hot, but it's going to be hotter than you're used to. And then steam's going to come out of your ears. And people will look at you weird. So don't get looked at weird. Don't take the lockbox. Don't get Tabasco in your coffee. Tastes terrible anyways. Anyways. Let's go ahead and accept that. Did it make it primary? No, it did not. So once again, we will make it primary because we can do what the game cannot. We can do a lot of things the game cannot. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a trip to the Nopata system and Alithandor. So, while we are on a trip to the Nopata system, I will talk about the dialogue that we previously had. That dialogue changes if you chose not to side with Obisek. It basically talks about the stuff that happened at the end of Frozen, about fighting you and such. That he regrets what happened. You know, he's not sorry because, you know, he's got stuff to do and you tried to arrest him. But he regrets that the two of you had to come to blows. You know, he doesn't have hard feelings over what happened, and that's basically the extent of the consequences of that decision. It doesn't really change anything beyond that. It's nice. Even that subtle a change is nice, considering how static the storyline of STO is, and how few consequences the player actually experiences for the things the game forces them to do, like genociding 2 Romulan facilities, for example. Yeah, the whole thing with the Starfleet Admiral Infiltrator and you wiping out an entire medical research facility, never heard about again. Okay? Now, it's kind of like what they're trying to do is, like, make it so that this is your character's, like, this is, like, a personal failure of your character that they tried a long time ago to refer back to again and again. Like, towards the very beginning of the Cardassian arc, we're going to have a mission with a very poorly written ending. The ending isn't poorly written. The ending is awesome, but it's what happens right before the ending that could have been written a lot better and doesn't make much sense. But like, it kind of calls back to Divided Impera. There's also one of the STF's Terradome calls back to Divided Impera, and they're trying to make this like like a massive moment in your captain's career, like this time where they just failed. You know, they failed and it cost innocent lives. Unfortunately, Divided Impera is written so it's so poorly put together. And so just sort of like bad. The story is so transparent and mangled that, you know, it just comes off as, this wasn't my fault, this is the devs forcing me to do something colossally stupid that nobody with a brain would actually do. Nobody with a brain would be trusting this lady at this point. No, everybody hates the lady at this point. Nobody with a brain would trust her before even entering the mission, considering the text for the system. This thing right here completely contradicts everything she says. So, yeah. It could have been better put together. They could have done more with it. They could have made it something that was justifiably your fault, as opposed to just something that you're forced to do because the game says thou must. But, anyways, Nopada. That was Divided Impera, which is a terrible mission, and this is Colosseum, which is an awesome mission that begins really terribly. So let's go ahead and enter Nopada, and I will show you what I mean. Oh dear. Captain, I'm not reading any active vessels on scanners. There is, however, a debris field nearby. It's clustered around a satellite in orbit of the planet, and the composition of the debris corresponds with ships that have gone missing in this region. I'll keep scanning, sir, but we'll need to take a closer look before I can determine if there are Thalaron weapons on one of the hulks. So yeah, the mission begins, you're in front of this station, there's like dead ships all around it, and if your brain tells you that this is quite clearly a trap, guess what? Whew. Captain, I'm not detecting the vessel that Obisek sent us to find, but all of the ships in the debris field show signs of being affected by the same thing. A high-frequency energy beam that overloaded all of their systems. If the Riemann ship was hit by that beam, it might have crashed into the planet's surface or gone adrift somewhere else in the system. I'm detecting energy readings from the satellite, sir. If the Riemann crew detected them as well, they could have tried to use it to record a distress signal. We'll need to be closer before I can attempt an uplink with the satellite's communications array.
Warning. Ship is under attack.
By the way, it actually is a trap. Your brain was right. Who would approach this thing? It's surrounded by dead spaceships. Although, if you are far enough away, this energy beam will catch you from really far away. But if you're far enough away, it's no problem. It's kind of amusing, actually. Just like watching the rest of your team get stuck and you're just sitting way out there. Completely unaffected. Why you wouldn't just torpedo the fucking station, I don't know. Captain, we're stuck. This beam is holding us like a fly in a spider's web. We've managed to keep life support and environmental systems active, but almost everything else is offline. Shields, weapons, engines, nothing works. I'm not detecting any life signs on the satellite, sir, but there is a compartment with life support. The systems operating the beam must be automated. The chief says we have enough power in the backups for one transport. Recommend we send a team over to the satellite and find a way to turn the beam off. We're ready to beam over to the satellite on your orders. Alright, so let's go ahead and check this thing out. Now, this is the part that isn't quite good. Captain, the consoles here appear to control the beam that is draining power from the Waglinde, but there is a security lock preventing access. We need to find a usable console. I don't know where Revan's getting this Wii since he's still on the Waglinde. No, but he's not down here. So why is it him talking? The game seems to do this. That was probably supposed to be Doppler. The game seems to do this weird thing where it will not display the photonic bridge officer in dialogues. It will skip over him to the next. Like, it will just, like, skip over him. And it skipped over Lima, too, which was really bizarre, considering she's signs as well. So why is Revan talking to me? He's on the ship. Ah. But anyways, we are here. We are here on this station, and this is where the mission is not quite good. It gets better after this station, but this station is pretty dull. Operational state locked. Let's see. He's engaged in another operation. Find a way to access the computer console. So, we got these things over here. So, here's basically, you know what, I'm going to tell these guys to chill down here. So, here's what we got. This console doesn't appear to be locked like the others. Whoever did this must not have thought the console used for inventory control was important. I think I can access a back door into the rest of the satellite's programs from here. There you go, Inveculus. Somebody accessing a back door. 8 of 8's hacking the Gibson. Oh, God. There's always a back door. I see the problem. The Romulan consoles are causing a lockout by forcing the satellite's primary processors to run through a series of equations and removing key bits of information from the answers, which causes the processors to lock up. If we can solve these equations and input the correct information directly into the consoles, the security lock on the satellite's controls should be released. I've downloaded the corrupted equations onto this console for you to work on. Solve the equations locking the processors. If you need help, consult your bridge officers. Alright. So, here's something that it forces you to do. Basically, you know, one thing I never get tired of is, being forced to, like, bust out a pen and paper. You know, for, like, older games, I would look past this shit. You know, like, for older games like Resident Evil, Deus Ex, you know, busting out a pen and paper, it's what you do. You know, and I'm not against role-playing games forcing you to bust out a pen and paper to try and, you know, like, get you to, you know, like, get you to remember stuff, commit stuff to memory, write something down, make your own maps. I played, like, Metroid on the NES. Making maps on grid paper, not something I'm a stranger to. But, Christ, I used to play Adventure. Who the hell remembers Adventure? Anyone? Zork? You know? Like, making maps. Making your own maps of things. Something you did. But doing, like, math problems, like, having to, like, write down math problems doesn't feel like gameplay. It feels like homework. You know? If I were playing Math Blaster, and I will embarrassingly raise my hand as one of the few people who still plays that. Like my old copy of Algebra Blaster when I'm feeling weird sometimes, you know? Sometimes you just want a weird game to play. I am one of the people who will, like, occasionally drop that into DOSBox. But, you know, I'm playing a game that was made in in the late 2000s. It was, like, made in not 2010, 2009, 2007 to 2009 is when this game was in development by Cryptic. I'm playing a game that was made in the late 2010s. And it's forcing me to bust out some notebook paper to do math problems in order to advance the plot. They're not exactly hard math problems. It's not hard to do. It is, however, annoying. There are other things you could have done. You know, this is really just like a really... You know, this is really just kind of, when you get down to it, it's a lazy puzzle. It's like the waveform puzzle. Like, they wanted to do something like that, but they didn't really have the effort or programming time to do that. So they just said, math problems. When do you ever do this in a game? When? When does Mass Effect make you do this? And Mass Effect's got some stupid puzzles in it. It does. If you've ever played if you ever, like, tried to manually restart the AI in Mass Effect 1, it's got some weird puzzles. But it never made you do this. EVE Online never made you do this. Neverwinter Nights, to my knowledge, never made you do this. It never, like, none of those games never made you do this thing where it stopped the gameplay completely until you sat down to do your homework. This is silly. Come on. This is just weird. I'm playing this in 2013! Ah! You know, it's... I don't know why this annoys me so much. Like, I don't know why this particular instance annoys me. This particular instance annoys me way more than having to, like, stop and look up, like, human, like, neuron resting potential. Because at least there's a reason why you're doing that. Like, if you're gonna have, like, one of your bridge officers, like, find a back door into, like, into the program, you know, if they can find a back door in, then if you're gonna start like the Hollywood hacking bull, you know, fire up a mini game. Fire up like a crap. You could even fire up like a maze. Do that. In fact, you know what, Cryptic? You know what, Cryptic? Watch this. Watch this video. Watch this video, Cryptic. Okay? Tweet this to somebody. The next time you guys do a Hollywood hacking minigame, okay? The next time you do like a Hollywood hacking minigame, do it like a maze, like a 3D maze. Like, you remember the old screensavers that were like this 3D maze that the camera would like zoom through? Do it like that. Make it a maze that the player has to like navigate in a minigame window. That would be freaking awesome. That would be amazing. Like you could like have like the Matrix raining code on some of the walls and such, and have like rooms in the maze with like these towers with like Matrix raining code with like oh do that that would be great. Oh, just thinking about that now. Do it. If you're gonna start like the Hollywood hacking BS and like go like have like a bridge officer hack the Gibson, don't make them do math problems, because math, that's like Math Blaster. That's like old. I mean, that's like you could have had awesomeness. Do that next time. That would be awesome. That would be great. I want to see that now. I want to do like, oh god, now I just have that in my head. That would be so awesome. Just go full on like Lawnmower Man. Okay? Like whoever would be doing it. Like whoever be doing it. Like whoever, like Jay Heinegg or like Thomas the Cat. Like whoever's involved with designing this, just go like full on like okay, watch Hackers. Okay, watch Hackers, like the movie, the Angelina Jolie movie from like way back in the 90s. It's 90s as hell. You guys will love it. That movie is so cheesy, it's awesome. It's Hackers. Really awesome, really cheesy, really funny movie. Where they're like flying through like a virtual landscape of like a virtual cityscape of like towers, and the towers have like little like directories on them and such. Like do it like that, but also do it like Lawnmower Man, you know, where you've got like your first person perspective, and you got like the really poorly animated like hand sprites for like picking files and stuff. Do that! That would be great! Oh, that'd be so cool. Now I'm sad because I'm never going to see that in this game, and that would be awesome. That would be great. Like, Shadowrun. Shadowrun. Play Shadowrun on the Genesis, guys. Do it. Do it. Do it. You want a hacking minigame? Play as a Decker and play Shadowrun. Okay? Just go Lawnmower Man with it. Just do something crazy and awesome with like hacking. It's like, oh. Oh, now I want to see that. Now I'm depressed. Because I know... Because even if someone from Cryptic watches this, I know they're just shaking their head like, no. Damn it. That'd be great. Oh. Like, if you're gonna have, like, one of your bridge officers hacking the Gibson, you might as, like, in, like, talking about back doors and such, you might as well do that. If you're gonna go cheese, go full-on cheese. Oh, now I'm sad. Anyways, this mission will cheer me up because this mission's awesome. Anyways, let's go ahead and exit this because we have the codes. Captain, we've solved the equations that were causing issues in the other consoles. Now we need to plug those current values into the console controlling the security lock, and then we should be able to access all of the satellite's major operations. Alright. You could do that for engineers. Like, this could have been like, this whole part of the mission could have been like an engineer's paradise. You know, you could have had like an engineer in here, just like running from console to console, hacking the Gibson, and it's like, oh, that would be fun. That'd be great. Or you could like you could like do it differently for each class. Like have like engineers go through the hacking game, have like tactical officers like hotwire the station, or just blow up the consoles. You know, or just like find the station's power supply and like plant explosive charges and what have you. Or you could have like science officers like study the device and the power supply and like devise some means to interfere with the station's power so that it stops zapping the ship. Oh, you could have done so much more with this. But do that hacking game. Do it. You know you want to. Let's see, long-range scanners, overriding selection algorithm, ship identification program, overriding friendly safeties, telemetric data, forcing target selection, firing control, automating actions. Okay, I put in the passcode. Long-range scanners, selection algorithm, okay, algorithm active, friendly safeties online, targeting information set to manual. Do that! You know you want to. You know you want to. You know you'd love it. Everybody'd love it. Just like imagine, it's like everybody who plays an engineer in Star Trek Online, imagine you came in here and instead of having to do like Math Blaster, you had to like play like you were like a net diver kind of, you like jacking into the computers of the station to like override the systems. Gene Roddenberry's done something like that. Well, not Gene Roddenberry, but he laid the concept for something like that. It was Majel Barrett who oversaw the production of it. But if you've ever seen Andromeda, which you should have, at least the first and second seasons, because those were great. The first season was amazing. The second season was pretty good. This third season's okay. Avoid the fourth season. But like in Andromeda, there are characters that have like this this jack in the back of their head that plugs into their nervous system, and they can like literally jack into like the computer system of a ship, and then they're like in the ship's in the innards of its like computer core, like messing around with things. Like one of the main characters does that. Some people can also like put on like a set of goggles that like interfaces with their eyes and does the same thing, but not nearly to the amount of precision that the jack will give them. Like they do that all the time in Andromeda. Come on, man, do that! Do it! Do it! Do it! You know you want to. You know that a lot of the engineering staff on your ship, guys, they're programmers. They're programmers, and they are probably trained in counter-intrusion. So do it. It would be awesome. Just go full-on cheese. Just do it. Just like have the minigame start and have it like play. Just have it like play the cheesiest like electronica you can find. You'd love to see it. You know who you are. Oh, that would be so awesome. Captain, this console controls the satellite's targeting functions. I'm not sure if there's a way to disable whatever it is that is disabling systems on our ship, but if we can get the satellite to target something else, we may have a chance of prying our ship free. Okay, I'm not sure if there's a way to disable whatever it is that is disabling systems on our ship. That wording's not quite right. I'm not sure if there's a way to disable whatever it is that is disabling systems on our ship. I'm not sure if there's a way to stop whatever it is that is disabling systems on our ship. I'm not sure if there's a way to deactivate whatever it is that is disabling systems on our ship. Those are a little bit better, but like disable. Expand. Vocabulary, expand. Expand the horizons of the character's vocabulary. You know. Might sound a little bit more natural. Please select an option. Let's see. Access long-range scanners. I'm not getting over the hackers thing, dude. That's going to be in every episode of Rise of the Red Shirt from now on until they do it. All 3 of them that are left this season. Let's see. Access long-range scanners. 100 kilometers. Only text the Woglinde. 500. Woglinde. New objects identified. Derelict Hulk. Okay. Move! 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 Thank you. Open ship identification program. Let's see. Object detected vessel. Identified disabled. Object detected derelict Hulk. Identified non-functional. Okay. Reclassified derelict Hulk active. Let's see. Examine telemetric data for all identified targets. Okay. Access targeting control. Designate derelict Hulk as priority target. Captain, the satellite has ensnared a piece of debris near the ship. Its stranglehold on us is weaker, but we're not out of the woods yet. Critical systems are stable, but we still don't have weapons or communications. Then how are you talking to me? How are you speaking to me? Probably the comm badge. Comm badges are like a short range communications device, so that's probably how he's doing it. Although you'd think this thing would generate some kind of interference, but then again, Revan was apparently talking from the ship like he was on the away team, so who knows. Let's see, power save mode's disabled, process priority order overridden. Okay, power save mode engaged, default restored. Okay. This console looks like it controls the satellite's power supply. Since we weren't able to free our ship by targeting something else, perhaps we can decrease the power to the satellite's weapon. Then the Waglinde might be able to break free. Okay. Economical. Power save mode set to economical. Process priority values. Let's see. Restore factory default settings. Okay. Captain, we found that if the Waglinde does not attempt to move or fire at the satellite, then it will engage a lower power version of the beam affecting us. It's almost like an energy saving mode. We can use that to our advantage. At least we won't have to worry about life support. We'll hold the ship stable and keep working on boosting power to critical systems while we try to disrupt the satellite's functions and free us. Okay. We're almost done with this part of the mission. This part of the mission has taken way longer than I intended it to take, all because of that one console back there. Let's see, operational state. Locked online. Okay. There we go. This console controls the satellite's general operations. We've managed to minimize the power output of the satellite. I think if we keep at it, we can switch the satellite controls over to a sleep mode that will shut down everything but life support and power. Let's see, operational state. Set satellite's operational state to off. Captain, systems are coming back online all over the ship. We have weapons, shields, even the replicators are working again. Transporters are standing by, sir. We can beam you back as soon as you're ready. And here's things. Yay! Here's where things go pear-shaped. Where am I? Oh, come on, really? So there was supposed to be a big cutscene of like the game panning across the map. Like it would trigger like a awesome looking cutscene of like the room that we are like a big look at it, the one that we're currently in, and it didn't do that. And why didn't it do that? So one of the things you're going to notice is there is a dampening field status effect. That means that all of your weapons do not work at all. However, your kits, certain functions on your kits will. Which is why I am switching to Close Combat Specialist. I am also going to be switching to this, because for some reason, while they have disabled your weapons, they apparently, the power supply of my nanopulse Lurpa. Wow, that was weird. I pushed the button once. I didn't expect that to happen. The power supply for your nanopulse Lurpa still functions, which is awesome, because I love this weapon, and I would rather not use anything else in this mission because this weapon is great. So don't change anything. You know who you are. Anyways, now what?
If you fail to comply with commands, you will be punished.
Now we fight or we die. Oh, wow. Make sure you pick up a melee weapon. All of your gear is deactivated and it won't protect you in there. I'm getting some mad rubber banding. What's going on? What is going on? What is with the rubber banding? Please don't. No, I've been looking forward to this all season. What's going on? Why am I being rubber banded all over the place? Oh, what is, let's minimize that. What's going on? What's going on? Really? No. Did all my abilities just flash on? Did that seriously just happen? What's going on? No! No. 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 I have been looking for... Game. I have been looking forward to this mission all season. Stop screwing around. You will not destroy this. Okay? I've been looking forward to this all season long. So stop it. God. Oh, why? Why are you choosing now to act up? It's got to be this map. Because I was just... Oh, what's going on? Yeah, all my powers are flashing on. I don't know what that's about. I've never seen that happen in this mission before. So let's go ahead and let's stop. Okay. Let's go ahead and pick up a batleth. Remember to equip your new weapon. I don't need a new weapon. I've got a nanopulse. I've got a nanopulse. Please, game. Please. Oh, what is going on? Why are you doing this to me, game? Cryptic, what the fuck is wrong with your game? Why is it doing this?
Commencing Test 1. Nopadan Desert Akari entering testing area.
So, the first thing you notice in this room is that the awesome music from Amok Time is playing. I'm gonna get there eventually! Okay, it's not registering my hits. Oh god.
Test 2. Releasing warrigals now.
I got an accolade, but I don't know what it was. What was that? Accolade complete, open season. Okay. See, I would like to use my Nanopulse Lurpa in this mission. Okay. I like to use it. No. I'm gonna enjoy this mission despite your best efforts, STO.
3. Ceylon entering the arena.
I saw you attempt to, like, fucking rubber band me there. It's not happening. Hey, play nice.
Prisoner 1478, remain in the area for interrogation. Prisoner, return to holding area. Failure to comply will result in punishment.
Well, I'll try and return to the holding area, but the game isn't wanting to let me. You know, what's going on with this mission? Oh god. Oh god. Let's try running. Okay, running seems to be working. I don't know why it's suddenly so weird. It's... No! You aren't doing that. Stop moving me. Hello, Slamic. Alright. Stop it. Stop it! Why are you doing this game? You know I've been looking forward to this. You know, okay? You know this is one of my favorite missions in the game. Why are you doing this, STO? Why are you doing this now? Stop it! Stop it! Talk to Slamic.
Leave me alone.
Oh, I want to punch this guy already. So, Slamek is your cellmate, sort of. He's in another cell, but he's the closest thing you have to a mate here. In the strictly platonic sense. Let's not think about the alternative, although I'm sure there's fan art of it. Or fan fiction. But, yeah, he's the closest thing you got to a cellmate here, and basically you gotta, like, smooth talk this guy into telling you his story and attempting to break out of this place with you. Or you could be a jerk, and this conversation could take twice as long because you have to keep resetting it. Ridiculous. Anyways. Okay. What's your story? You want to know my story? I'm stuck in this prison, just like you. That's my story. That's not what I meant. What led you to be here? My name is Slamek. I am part of a resistance. Perhaps you have heard of it. About a week ago, I was part of a crew, ferrying weapons from one base to another. When we passed through this system, a satellite disabled our ship. It drifted into the planet's atmosphere. I activated the emergency transponder, and a few of us were able to transport to safety before the ship crashed in the desert. We were looking for shelter and a way to contact our people when a group of soldiers found us. They took us here and kept throwing us into the arena. Now I'm the only one remaining. That is all I know. You said you were transporting weapons. What happened to them? We were transporting a shipment of Thaleron weapons. I know that your people will not use them. We do not want to. But our fight is getting desperate. We needed to do something, anything, that would shift the tide of war, even if that choice was horrific. I jettisoned our cargo as we were entering the atmosphere. They were completely destroyed. I've seen what Thaleron weapons are capable of firsthand. I could not allow them to contaminate a world not involved. I've seen what Thaleron weapons are capable of firsthand. I could not allow them to contaminate a world not involved in my people's plight. Any idea who brought you here?
It is too bright here.
Oh my god. I do not know who is responsible for this place. The trainers and guards all appear to be mercenaries without any clue about what's going on. They're paid to keep us in cages and look the other way. The night I was brought in, I was interrogated. There were bright lights in my eyes and a synthetic voice asking me questions. Whomever it was took care to conceal his identity. Any idea what they want with us?
I tire of this life.
Oh my god! I have no idea what they want with us or why they make us fight. This all seems like some sort of giant game, but there is no one in the stands to be entertained. Are there other prisoners being forced to fight?
I have lost everything.
Oh my god! I think there are others. I hear other fights. If they are other prisoners, I have never been able to contact them. We are kept separated and caged unless we are fighting. How many fights have you been in? Too many. Do you know of any way past their defenses? The trainers carry key cards. That's the only way I know to get through the defenses. Do you think we can get one of those cards? Can I trust you? Do you have a choice? I can see that we think the same way, friend. A few years ago I worked as a bodyguard for a Ferengi merchant. He had a talent for acquiring latinum, and during my time with him I learned a few things. I was able to lift a key card from one of the trainers during my interrogation. If you help me, I think we can overpower the guards and escape through the main door in the arena. Let's get out of here. Ah! Still happening. Here we go. That was a nice pre-force field effect. What is up with this mission? There's some nice swag there that you can grab on your way out after you've completed the objective. Tactical Readiness Network. What is going on? Why am I rubber banding so bad in this mission? Oh, it's so bad. This is not going to be good. Oh! This is terrible. Oh.
Test scenario 4 activated. A hollow released.
Oh, God. This mission is bugged bad. It wouldn't even accept button inputs for a moment there. Oh my God. I'll get to you eventually. Yeah. That's right. You will die. You will die. I will kill them. Oh God, it's so rubber bandy. What's going on? Ugh. Die. I said die. Thank you. Oh God. Oh, lunge, lunge, lunge. I telepathically lunged him. My character's not supposed to have superpowers. Oh my God, this is bad. Use the consoles. Use the consoles on the sides of the arena to fight the Elder Worm. Again, it is the legend. We have worm sign the likes of which even God has never seen. Oh God. Rubber banding. It's killing me. Oh my God. Really? This thing is gonna kill me because the... Oh, this is not good. And I'm gonna die there. Because it spits on you during the cutscene and there's no way to like evade it because it's in the middle of a cutscene and I'm almost dead and I can't use hypos to cure myself for some reason. And I'm incapacitated from a cutscene. That's fantastic. What is wrong with this mission? Respawn already, God! I can't even use... Why can't I pet a tribble? Somebody explain this, because it makes zero sense. Lunge him! Oh my God. This is not... Oh, this is terrible. Well, it's dead now. Yo, this is a really great boss fight, but it's not working for some reason. Like, it's not working at all. At all. Okay, I'll take that. Ow. Ah. What's happening? Come on. Activate arena defenses. Activate arena defenses! There we go. And it's going to spit on me in the cutscene again. Yep. There it is. And I'm trapped. I can't do anything. I can't run away. I maybe could skip the cutscene, but I don't... Oh my God, let me move! Jesus, what's going on? There's another set of consoles on the metal wall. Yeah, I know. I'm trying not to die here, Slavic. Oh, God. It's rubber banding me away from the freaking healing herbs. What's going on? What is wrong with this mission? Oh, my God. Pick the regenerative spores. The regenerative spores, pick them. Run. Run. Let's see. Free the rest of the prisoners. Defeat the Ahella worm. Okay, so before I have to go free the prisoners from the direction that I came from while fighting. Oh my God, I'm dead. I'm dead. Oh, it's rubber. It's gonna rubber band me back in that stuff, isn't it? Oh yeah, I'm so screwed because I have oh my God, what is going on? What is happening with this mission? It's so bad. It's not supposed to be like. Oh, Slamic's been hit. He can't continue. What the hell is going on? Ow! Why are there two sets of doors? That looks like Pran. It looks suspiciously like Pran. And it says Guard Elite, which I'm pretty sure is not an actual Breen class. Let's see, how do we defeat this thing? How do we defeat this thing? Set of consoles by the metal wall. Use them while the worm is distracted. If I can get to them, if the game... must run. Must make it to console. It's not here! You son of a bitch! The console's in the wall! Oh my God! The console's in the fucking wall! And I'm gonna die! Oh my God! Get to the other one! Yes! Arena defenses. Die, you motherfucker! And I'm unconscious. I'm incapacitated because the thing spat on me while I was at low health. There it is. Respawn. So, while he was dying, the worm takes out the metal door. You didn't see it because this mission is apparently broke as shit. What is going on? Why is this happening? Oh my God. Ahella, like, constantly spawn now. If you want, you can run back. In fact, I'll show you. Or I'll try to show you. Depends on whether or not the game will let me do it or not. What is going on? What's wrong with this mission? Why is it rubber banding so crazily? This game was working fine before. What is happening? I don't know. You run back here. If I can make it, because the game is freaking out for some reason, and it's not working the way it should. But you can, like, come back here and get yourself like a Batleth or like a Lurpa or like a Noskin Teglar sword. I actually got a Tsunkatsu Falcon from, I think, the other side. There's another weapon rack on the far side as well, and I got myself a Falcon from there that I carried for a very long time. I still have it in my bank, actually. I kind of hung on to it for sentimental value after I got the Nanopulse Lurpa, and that's what I use now. But you can loot yourself a pretty decent melee weapon. These guys made it out safe and sound. I don't know how they accomplished that. Oh, dear. Let's go ahead and check out the other side. All the loots. I'll get all the loots. If I can make it. Oh my God. Please let me. Oh yeah. I've never seen my abilities blink on and off like that in this map before. Never. That's never happened. It's weird. This mission is not working the way it should be. This is a really terrible presentation of this mission. It's not supposed to be like this. It's not supposed to be like this, guys. This is weird. This is really bad. This is really, really bad. It'd be nice if there was some interesting, it would have been nice if there was like some, like an Easter egg, like some interesting inmates here in the prison cages that you could talk to, or like some interesting loot. Like something really rare for the people who bothered to come through here to look at to look for them, like a really rare device or what have you, like something interesting. And I don't mean like a consumable either, because consumables are boring. I don't know what those turrets are shooting at, but they're doing a really bad job of it. There we go. Oh my god. Must leave this map. Hopefully the next map will be working, guys. Because if the next map isn't working, this is gonna take a while. What is going on? Why is this so bad? This is not the way it should be. And I checked my connection. I looked at my connection. My connection's fine. This is the game. A Romulan base. Here? What do they want with us? And what is that device? Oh my god. Stop rubber banding me. It's seriously starting to piss me off. Okay. Access gateway console. Waiting for it to rubber band me. There's like... What's... Oh, there's like a delay. It appears as if whomever created this laboratory has rigged controls to an Iconian gateway. You might be able to pull some information off the logs. Access communications. Accessing most recent communication. Oh god, the OOI is... Even like the dialogues are unresponsive. What the hell is going on? Our master's patience wears thin, Hakiv. The time grows short, and you still have not provided all of the species data that they require. Are you having trouble acquiring targets? I provided you with the necessary technology to modify the satellite in the Nopata system, but your little snare is slow. What we need is more test subjects. Perhaps a small colony would be enough. We're sticking with that. I will contact you again to work out the details. Screw editing this out. Oh, God. Access transport log. Accessing last 5 destinations. Nopata Base Delta, IRW Lival, Brea 3, Dara 4, Fihar Listening Post Gamma. Access gateway controls. Biometric signature mismatch. Access denied. Gateway shut down in 10 seconds. So yeah, that's a gateway. But whose? Oh my god! Oh, there's such a delay. Okay. Now that we have some real weapons and I've disabled my shock collar, let's get out of here. That waste pipe has to lead out of this place. He's got no health, so I'm going to use my Omega thing to restore some health to him. And tactical initiative does nothing for it. That's pretty bad. That's a 10-minute cooldown, guys. Tactical initiative needs to work on it. How did you just rubber band me through solid matter? What is going on? Project Decimation. New subject. Admiral... Okay, just the last name. Just the last name, because if the guy's only got like one name, like his nickname, that's really weird in the dialogue. So like from now, like just write it with the last name, because right now it comes out as Admiral DP. That's not his name. Captured from USS Waglinde. Initial analysis. Subject's threat level is high, and risk of escape or intervention in testing is elevated. Notify Colonel Hakiv and escalate to level 6 trials. Let's see. Test parameters. Project goal. To develop a matrix of Alpha Quadrant species. We must determine which species can be pitted against one another for maximum devastating effect to each. tests will not be limited to sentient species, as the Iconians have technology that will allow us to effectively introduce new flora and fauna to alien worlds. Let's see. Research observations. Honored Master, it will take some time to complete my report, but I have a few personal observations for you that may prove useful. Please consider them when you make your plans. Humans and Klingons show the greatest proclivity towards fighting when there is no chance of victory. Breaking a Vulcan's emotional control usually renders them helpless. They have no ability to process the emotions that they so zealously suppress. Bajorans will fight to the death to defend homes or loved ones, but they may reject a fight that doesn't threaten what they hold dear. Betazoids will detect betrayal almost instantly, but their telepathic senses can be overwhelmed by extreme pain or violent thoughts. This can allow the infiltrator to escape their notice. Violent thoughts! Okay, violent thoughts is a very subtle callback to the cage, which is already kind of referenced in the fact that you're being held in a cage to be studied. The Cage was the original pilot for Star Trek, the original series. It starred Jeffrey Hunter as Captain Christopher Pike. Those of you who watched the 2009 film, saw Christopher Pike, that's where he comes from, is the original pilot. And in it, the Enterprise, commanded by Christopher Pike, responds to a distress signal from an expedition that was thought long dead. They find this crash site, but he gets captured by these aliens called Telosians, and the crash site and the colony of the survivors all vanishes because the Telosians are so powerful that they were able to create this illusion. This illusion. They had such powerful telepathy. They were able to manufacture this illusion that everybody believed. Even Spock, who as a half Vulcan is a telepathically inclined species, even he was fooled by it. It was so real. That's how powerful they were. But they had one weakness that Pike discovered when he was just so pissed that he forgot himself for a moment and tried to attack one. He's been stuck in a cage. He's been treated like a zoo animal the whole time, and he's just furious. And he slams himself against the wall of the cage, the transparent glass, but not really wall, and he bounces off of it. And the thing is startled, and he sees the thing jump back because these things can sense your thoughts. They can tell what wheels are turning and what you're thinking. But he startled it. It could tell that he was going to do that. It knew what he was going to do. But he startled it. And the reason was because it couldn't tell what he was going to do, because his thoughts were so primal, so violent, that the Telosian couldn't process it. So the entire rest of the episode, he's struggling to fill his mind with the worst mental images he can conjure. Images of blood and killing and such. Trying to keep his mind free from the Telosians long enough to get everyone out of there. And it's a really great episode, and it's actually a really great look at the kind of thinking that would later become TNG. More cerebral kinds of storytelling. At least from Season 2 onward. Season 1 was kind of bad. But you get what I mean. But anyways, The Cage. I would recommend it. I would recommend it. Definitely worth a watch. A lot of the footage from The Cage was also used in The Menagerie, which was a 2-part movie. Again, centered around Christopher Pike, Spock trying to get Pike back to Talos because he's confined to a wheelchair, and that's worth a watch too. That's a really good one. But anyways, nice little shout out to The Cage. That's a really cool reference. Very subtle too. Let's see. A possible wedge to break the Klingon Empire may be the Gorn. More than 77% of Gorn captives chose to help another Gorn before assisting a Klingon, even if that choice resulted in the death of the Klingon. Hirogen are formidable in single combat, but their fractured society reduces their threat level significantly. I'm not editing out flubs, guys. Seriously, this mission is so clown shoes in the state it's in right now. I don't know what's wrong, but we are past the point where you'd be editing out flubs. Sorry. It is I don't even know what's going on right now in this mission. It's not supposed to be like this. This is the worst I've ever played it. Like, I've never played this mission where it has been this bad. So this may just be like something that got goofed in a patch or something. Because it's the game, and it's not my connection either. It's like the server or something. Let's see. I have been unable to separate a Trill symbiote from its host for separate study. 2 attempts to implant a symbiote in a host from another species have failed. Both the symbiote and the host died within hours. Undine are quite interesting. I request more time to study this race in greater detail. Oh god, that took forever. Access records for prisoner 1478. Is that me or Slamek? That's Slamek. Captured along with a small group of Riemann soldiers by Desert Patrol. Interrogation. Inconclusive. Recommend use of holographic conditioning. Single combat tests. Subject was wounded on 4 occasions but survived all tests. Recommendation. Prisoner 1478 may be a suitable subject for team testing or alternative study. Forward data to Colonel Haki for evaluation. See, access personal log. They've contacted me again. My associates have 2 tasks for me now. First is the destruction of the Riemanns. I understand their anger. The Riemanns are attempting to rise above their station. They're mindless slaves and they need to respect their betters. Taurus was able to control them. After Starfleet captured her, the surviving Riemanns developed delusions of self-worth. This troublemaker who calls himself Obisek, who is he to tell them what they can't? Who is he to tell them that they can be free? Does a beast of burden have the right to choose its own destiny? If the problem were not so irksome, it would be almost comical. I will present Obisek's broken corpse to the Iconians in tribute. They will reward me richly for my loyalty. The second task will take more effort. The Iconians want data. They want the species of the Alpha Quadrant tested until they break. They want to know their weaknesses and how to exploit them. They want to see their strengths and how to destroy them. I will admit I take little pleasure in this task. It will be quite entertaining to make some of those self-righteous humans turn on one another. Or push one of those blustering braggarts from Kronos until he begs for death. Oh, and the Vulcans. I will make the Vulcans weep, and I will savor each tear. I know of an abandoned Colosseum in the Nopada system. We can find a way to lure test subjects there. It will take time and effort, but I am confident I can do what the Iconians want. He takes no little satisfaction. Not like little satisfaction, but no little satisfaction. He's enjoying himself quite a bit. Again, these cages, like, it would be nice to like see somebody in the cages. You know, somebody you could free in the cages. Be free. And try not to think too hard about what you might be standing in this water. Let's just get out of here. Oh God, let me out. Let me out of the laggy place, please. I don't know what's going on there. It's not supposed to be like that.
It is too bright here.
Watch out. There are Romulan Scorpion... The Riemann Scorpion fighters, dude. They're not Romulan Scorpion fighters. They're not Romulan. There are Romulan fighters overhead. They're looking for us. We need to move quickly and smartly to avoid detection. I recommend we head to the east. See that mountain in the distance? My ship crashed on the other side. It may have something we can use to signal your vessel. The search for us will only get more intense the longer we stay here. We need to get away from the arena as quickly as possible. Please, 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 please. Okay. This map seems to be working properly so far. There's a fighter heading straight for us. Quick, take cover in those dark rocks over there, and we'll wait for it to pass overhead. They saw us, and they're beaming down a search team. We need to deal with them quickly. What? I didn't... How the... That's never happened. So, basically you're supposed to duck in those rocks, and that's what I was trying to do. Islamic! Hey, Islamic! Yeah, there's the backpedaling. See the... Fuck you! Die! See the backpedaling I was talking about in the previous mission? They'll just like slowly backpedal across the map. And it's not fun. It's like trying to chase them. And I missed what Islamic was saying. My injuries from the arena are too painful. We need to find a place to rest for a moment. Okay, that place is over here, and so begins the part where if it was lagging, this would really suck. Because you're going to have to travel across the map multiple times. Dan, I have to talk to Islamic.
I tire of this.
Oh
life.
my god, don't even start. Forgive me, my friend, but the pain. I need to rest just for a moment. My wounds, it is agony. I fear that the worm's venom may have infected me. The pain is excruciating. My vision is blurred and my blood burns in my veins. Floating through the veins. Before we were captured, my science officer said that the local plants here had medicinal qualities. Please, I need your help. Find something to ease my suffering. I need something to disinfect my wound. Something to treat my fever and anything that will ease my pain. Thank you, my friend. I know that I would have died today if it weren't for you. I'll see what I can find. I'll see what I can find. I'll see what I can find. Let's see. This plant looks like it would work as a disinfectant. It is astringent enough to clear out any possible infection Islamic may have contracted. Blah. My mind is still on that map. What is up with it? It is astringent enough to clear out any possible infection Islamic may have contracted from the worm's attack. But you think you will need more than one sample from this type of plant to deal with an injury as severe as Islamic. How much does he need? This type of plant grows in the wastes of the desert. Look for it in large flat areas, or just look for the bright circles. Can't go wrong with the bright circles. Just follow the bright circles. They're bright and they're circular. This plant looks like it would work as an antipyretic. It should help alleviate Islamic's fever. Unfortunately, this particular plant doesn't look healthy, and you aren't getting much sap from it. You will need to find a more robust sample of this plant before you can treat Islamic's injuries. Question! If this is a planet with a completely different biochemistry from Islamic, how does this even begin to work? Anyone? Hello? This type of plant likes sunny and windy growing conditions. Look for it at the tops of hills and mountains. This plant has analgesic qualities. It won't be as strong as anything you have in the med bay on the Waglinde. You mean the sick bay? Freaking politically correct, stupid infirmary name. But it would take the edge off Islamic's pain. That might be enough to get him on his feet again. This type of plant grows in the shade. Look for it on the sides of hills and cliffs. Or just look for the circles. The circles? Like these. Like this one right here. Here's a circle, and there's a thing in it. Let's get the thing in the circle. Herbaceous plants. These plants are herbaceous, dude. Oh god, I'm never saying that again. That was terrible and I apologize. I think I felt my IQ go down when I said it. Okay. Branch bark samples. Those are going to be up here. Gotta climb a friggin' mountain. Oh, damn it! Oh, I didn't have to climb it. Ah. Seed pods. Oh, I only need one of those. So, there are only 2 more things we need. Unfortunately, those 2 other things are all the way over here. Across the map. Joy of all joys. So you know what you do? You hit R. And you hit Shift. And you take your hands off the keyboard. And you take a drink of your Dr. Pepper. It's like playing Morrowind again. Anyways, let's see. Oh, are we there yet? 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 We're there! So yeah, believe it or not, this is one of the better missions in the game. I was really impressed with where this mission went. Like, the Colosseum bit is awesome when it's working. I'll play through it again. Like, at some point I'll do the Colosseum bit again, just to show you guys what it's like when it's working. Because I don't know what's going on there. But... it's like, that's not the way it usually is, guys. That's not the way it usually is. It's usually much better. It's usually working. So I'm thinking that's something that got goofed in a patch, but I'll come through this mission again. This is a mission that I wouldn't mind repeating again, because this mission is really that good. I haven't shown you guys the skybox, but it is gorgeous. This mission is so nice looking and so unique from others. Like, this sort of stuff doesn't happen to you in other missions, even when it really should. You know, this is just, it's a really well designed mission. It's really pretty well written from start to finish, like starting from the Colosseum to finish. Like, the first part is really goofy with the math problems. I'm telling you, Cryptic, hacking minigame. Watch Hackers. Watch it. Watch Hackers. Watch Lawnmower Man again. Do that. You know, it's... Oh, that'd be really cool. That would give it some identity too. It's like something interesting and unique. Do it. Do it. Do it. If you don't, Cryptic, if you don't do that, I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna come to your office, and you're gonna come to work one day, and every single thing on your MP3 players is going to be Hanson and Baha Men. You know who let the dogs out. Please don't sue me. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk to Slamek.
It is too bright here.
Thank you, my friend. I'm feeling better now. I think I can continue. So yeah, this is really great. Like I rag on like running across the map to like get that stuff, you know, and maybe that could have been better. I don't know, but overall, like, that's never happened to me before. Like, getting caught by those guys, I've never gotten caught by those guys before. Like, that's just like the LPR's curse, I guess. But, you know, the one time I record, I do get caught by them, but I've never gotten caught by those guys. I didn't even know that was something that happened. I thought you just got into that, now that we're in the canyon, we shouldn't have to worry about the fighters anymore. Just the local wildlife. Keep your eyes open. You know, I just thought that was just like something you did. Is like you went into like this little area and you stood there for like a second and like the fighter passed you by and you're like, oh, that was kind of cool. I didn't know that you could actually get caught there. This mission is that good. Something completely unexpected has happened to me in this mission after having played it dozens of times. The rest of the game needs to be like this, although it needs to be working. Cryptic, please take a look at that map. Something is really weird with it. I also like using the nanopulse because it looks great on this map. I mean, it looks like... For some reason, it looks brighter on this map than it does in what lies beneath, or it should look like just this massive torch that you're holding. Like, it should really light up the area because the area is pitch dark. But for some reason, it lights the area up even more here. And it looks kind of cool. And I am still using the blue Lurpa, as you noticed. I'm not using, like, the purple Lurpa. The purple Lurpa went to Grim. Kick a Ceylon in the face!
Flanking damage detected. Take evasive action.
Alright, let's move on. Let's see. Sonic, go ahead. Have some more health. 9 minutes. Yep. Tactical initiative doesn't affect it. Guys, Cryptic, it needs to affect it. That's a 10-minute long cooldown for something that you ground months for. That's way too long. It needs to be affected by tactical initiative. It, like, needs it desperately. There's that music again. The weather isn't going to hold out for too much longer. We should look for a place to spend the night. I've also noticed something. Didn't see it. I've also noticed that there are some things we can gather along the way to make our night more pleasant.
I have lost everything.
I'm gonna punch you so much. The search patrols are moving on. We will not survive a night in this desert. We need to find shelter and safety. If we can scavenge provisions to create a camp, then we will have better chances of reaching the wreckage of my ship alive. What do we need? The temperature is dropping. If we don't find warmth, we risk hypothermia. We can't use a phaser on the rocks here to heat them. They are too porous. We will need firewood. Look to the dry plants. If we can collect tinder, kindling, and logs, we will be able to create a fire that will last through the night. So here, you have to... Here's another, like, multi-objective, or, like, multi-career objective here. If you're an engineer, you're looking for food. If you're science, you're looking for water. And if you're, like, a tactical officer, you're looking for firewood. Okay. There is a little bit of an... This game does do a little bit of a screw you. And if you got a party member with you, it's not that bad. But the moment you walk up to them, that starts happening. So I'm not sure. Sometimes you can avoid a fight with the worm. Would have been nice to fight a giant Ahala. That'd be a great boss fight. Like if it came up and you had no turrets, but you had use of all your weapons. That'd be a cool boss fight. There we go. Some of these gourds, like you're looking for gourds with water in them. Some of them are hollowed out and they have spiders. So watch out. Uh-oh. So they're not much of a threat. This should last us through the night. Let's get into this cave before the temperature drops any more. Islamic. So here's something that usually happens. Islamic will get stuck somehow, somewhere. Hey, Islamic. Hey, Islamic. Hey, Islamic. Oh! I can hit you. I can hit you. It does nothing, but I can hit you. That has to be intentional. Okay, well, Islamic's gonna chill there. He's gonna stare at his tree, and he'll join us in the cave. So let's go ahead and get to the cave. Because we can leave without our buddy Superfly, thankfully. Now, if you were here for the Lobby hunt, you're going to find that box there. There's a little lockbox buried in the sand. If you're here for the Lobby, you'll find that crystal in that. There you go. There's your lockbox. The temperature is dropping rapidly now. The cave should protect us from the elements. I've done some exploring. It looks like this cave continues through to the other side of the mountains. When the sun rises, we can save time and energy by using the passage instead of trying to find a path to the mountain. Fade to black! Excellent. That passage saved us hours of walking. This could be a good day, Islamic. Let's find your ship. My ship isn't far from here. I think we can make out smoke. I can make out smoke from the wreckage on the horizon. Ah, cool. So, yeah. I would probably have liked to have, like, followed that passage. Like, this is a mission... Like, the premise of this mission is so good that it wouldn't have been that much of a problem if they'd stretched it out. Like, if you've played through the Tier 4 rep, the Tier 3 rep, not 4. If you played through, the Tier 3 rep mission for, like, the Malrihan stuff, like a really gorgeous-looking cave interior like that, just, like, following that around, and maybe like dealing with some environmental hazards in there, like moving around some environmental hazards, like look out for this drop, or like, you know, there's a waterfall here and the current's really fast, we got to be careful, you know, like stuff like that, like passing through like the caves in the mountains, you know, like that would have been welcome. You know, this is a mission that they could have stretched out a little bit more without using the beginning, you know. There she is. She wasn't much to look at, but she was ours. And when we were flying through space, we were free. Perhaps she can help us one last time. Oh, Islamic misses his ship. Anyways, you know, that would have been really cool, you know? Like, just like following the tunnel he said was there. There's an old rule of writing. That's show, don't tell. So I always thought just like immediately cutting to them like walking out of the side of the mountain going like, oh, that passage saved us lots of time. You know? That's a pretty obvious lampshade hanging on like how fast that is. You know, but they could have done more with that. And aside from that algebra thing, that's my only gripe. It's a good thing when one of your biggest complaints about a mission is it could have had more. Like, not like more stuff, but they could have made it longer, you know? This mission is so good that it's worth playing through more of it, you know? That's a good problem to have. But I don't know what was going on with that Colosseum, guys. I really do not. I'll play through it some other time. I'll bring Veculus. Like, I'll bring some guys. We'll make a fleet ops out of it. And I'll bring them through it once it's working again, and we'll go through that again. But, I just don't know what the deal was. That was crazy. Crazy. I have never been through that. And we were through it fairly recently. I've been through this mission fairly recently. That was nuts. I have never seen it that bad. I have not, like, great, full up honesty, I have not experienced rubber banding that bad since the initial few months after the game was released. That's how bad it was in there. I don't get it. I've never seen it that bad. I don't know what was going on. It had to have been the game, because the moment, it had to have been, it is something about that specific map, because as soon as I was off of it, game works fine. Mission was great, really fun. Don't know what's going on. I still had fun in there, but not as much as I usually have when it's working properly, and probably not the right kind of fun they were going for in that room. But, you get where I'm going. I don't know what's up with that room. Still a fantastic mission. That cave in Tier 3 Romulan Rep is gorgeous. Like, I would have loved to just, like, walk through, or just, like, this. They could have just, like, it could have just been, like, a map that you just walked through, and it just, like, there's no fighting. It's just purely environmental, you know? It's just purely scenery porn. Just look at this gorgeous cave that you're going through, you know? Let the ambient sounds take you through it. You know, you've got a couple, like, environmental obstacles that you have to be really careful about, but they're no big deal. It's all about, you know, look at what our graphics department did with this map. You know, oh, that could have been really cool. But anyways, so we're looking for a way to contact the ship. There is no way this vessel will ever fly again. The damage done by the fault of the planet's atmosphere is severe. If the emergency distress beacon wasn't vaporized in the crash, it's probably buried under 30 meters of rock and sand like the Singularity drive in the cargo bays. You do, however, find a backup generator with a minuscule amount of energy left. Minuscule. If you had the right components, you think you could construct a makeshift subspace beacon to contact your ship. You won't be able to do anything more than transmit a few pulses to let your crew know where you are, but that should do the trick. So let's go ahead and find some stuff scattered in the wreckage to do that, and call the ship, and go home. And not die in the desert. Let's do that. That sounds like a good plan. So let's see. Okay. Found a piece from the communications array. You know, just the concept of marooning your character on a planet, this doesn't happen in the game. Well, it happens, obviously it happens in the game because it's happening right now, but it doesn't happen anywhere else in the game. Taking parts from the subspace decompiler. You know, it doesn't happen anywhere else in the game, even when it should. You know, even in places where logically it would. So, yeah, this is a really interesting concept for this mission. And again, one of the best missions in the game. Take parts from the Take parts from the navigation beacon. I'm tongue-tied. I'm messed up. I'm just, I don't get what was wrong with that map. Nah. Okay. Connect makeshift emergency beacon to power source. Wait for rescue outside. Alrighty. Let's kick this pig.
Did you think you could run? From me?
Yes?
There is no place where I cannot find you. My spies are everywhere.
Oh, where?
Prisoner 1478, take your place.
What?
You did your job admirably. It is good to know at least one Riemann understands who is the master and who is the slave.
Do you need a room?
The loss of the listening post was a minor setback. The Reman's refuge in the Dera system has been destroyed. Dozens of subjects have been tested in my arena. When the Iconians return, they will find I have done all they have asked, and more. But you will not be there on that dreaded day. This tiresome game ends now. You could have been such a fascinating test subject, but this time, no. This time I think a more direct approach is best. Ready? Aim?
Bye.
No!
Well, that was abrupt. Didn't even wait for the full animation to finish, just gone. And that is that, guys. That's seriously how it ends. Best mission in the game when it's working. I don't know what's wrong with it. This is sad. This mission's awesome. Why is it so borked? Colosseum.
I apologize for Slamic's action. I had no idea there was a traitor in our midst. If his actions caused harm to you or your crew, forgive me. That was not my intent. However, your trip to the Nopata system was not in vain. Now you see. Now you know. Hakiv is a pawn of a greater power. The demons of air and darkness are here. You should report to your superiors. Tell them what you have seen here. Open their eyes to the dangers that lurk in the shadows.
Okay, so I am going to get the combat impulse engines. No, I'm not. I'm going to get the Riemann prototype covariant shield. And that's Colosseum. Wow! What is wrong with that mission? I mean, wow! That mission is really... Not the entire mission, mind you, just that one map. Which is sad, because that one map is where so many cool things happen. Your boss fight with the Hollow Worm. One of the few actual proper boss fights that the game has to its name. You know, it's... You know, You know, like, you hear the music from a Mock Time play. That really iconic music. You know, and it's so badly borked. I don't know what's going on in that map. I don't know why it is the way it is. God, that's so... That is a tragedy. Oh. But there's Colosseum. It's not supposed to be like that, guys. That's one of the best missions in the game. Okay? It's borked right now. Oh, it is so borked in that one map. But... in all seriousness, this is one of the best missions in the game, and I really hope they fix it. I really hope... oh, wow. Please, Cryptic, fix that mission. That's one of the best things you have going for this game right now, is that mission. You know, missions like that. It's so unique in its setup compared to, like, the other missions in the game. It's really sad that it's so badly messed up right now. It shouldn't be. That's one of the better missions. That's one of the best things in this game. Come on! That was Colosseum. And when it's fixed, I highly recommend you play through it. It's fantastic. It's fun. Even if you got to break out a pen and paper early on, hacking mini game Cryptic. Okay? Go boot up like an old Windows 95 machine and look at the screensavers. Do that. You know? Do it. Do it. You know you wanna. You know you wanna. Haha. So that was Colosseum. As soon as it is no longer borked, I recommend you play it. It is a fantastic mission when it's working. And this has been Star Trek Online, Rise of the Red Shirt. And I will see you guys later. Which means tomorrow. So later. Which means tomorrow. This is a really busy week. I want the Romulan missions done. This season needs to be over. Hacking minigame. Do it. You know you wanna? You know you love it. I just signed off. I can't sign off twice.
They're preparing to fire lance weapons!